Welcome back to the Trick Shift Garage. In this video, I'm going to show you guys real quick how to replace your oil cooler, O-ring, and gasket. It actually involves going to the passenger side here, taking off the tire. We're going to go way up inside there. And if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? I got like 30, 40 videos on this Nissan Altima 2.5. So there's plenty of content. If you have one of these Nissans, hit that subscribe button. Other than that, let's get started. All right, so first thing you want to do is you want to take off this plug here, and you just squeeze it and wiggle it out. Now the painter's tape, I'm going to put it on this bottom one here. The blue painter's tape is going to be for this connection on the oil cooler. You want to make sure you have some kind of drain pin underneath, because once we take out these two coolant lines, obviously coolant's going to come out. So I got my needle nose pliers. And you just want to grab it and wiggle it up. Move this up further. Oh yeah, I got it now. Make sure you have your bucket underneath it. I got a sheet of cardboard too. Let's pull it. That was quite a bit more than I thought it would be. Coming out both ends. Well, might be doing a coolant refill today too. A quart, maybe 2 quarts worth of coolant that came out. Holy crap. I did not think it would be that much, but all right, just for now, I'm gonna tack this hose back on just to keep it from dripping in my eyes. It's in such an impossible position to move my pliers in. Okay, I can reach it. I can't see this. Can't even see the clamp to clamp on. So what I'm gonna do instead is just take off the whole oil cooler assembly and then bring it down lower so I can actually see the clamp, and then just move the clamp off that way. There you go. Here's this one. This one's a little smaller, so just keep that in mind. Make sure you don't lose it. This one. The last nut. So what we're going to do at this point, I'm going to slowly pull. Oh, there it goes. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this down. You're gonna get some oil everywhere, but just make sure you got your drain pan. So I pulled the oil cooler assembly off of the mount here, off the engine block. I just moved it downwards. Okay, so from the wheel well, I have a clear shot at it, so this shouldn't be too hard to get off. The trick is keeping the oil cooler from moving too much. Alright, so at this point, go ahead and pull out this oil cooler. There it is. Don't forget to take off this gasket here. There you go. Don't look too bad, but anyway, make sure you take this off. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get this all cleaned up. Okay, now that we got everything decently cleaned up, we need to remove these 4 bolts here. All right, these 4 bolts are going to be 10 millimeter. There's 4. All you got to do once you got the bolts out is just pull. Okay. And wow, O-ring came right out. So this guy is tired. Okay, these are very common on these cars to just stopped sealing, which is why oil escapes through it. So I got the new one right here in this pack. I think I got this off Amazon. I'll double check, and then if it's there, you'll see the link in the description for it. But it comes with the new O-ring, and it comes with a new gasket. At this point, I'm going to clean everything up, clean this backside again some more, and just get everything really nice and clean. And before we actually put it in, I'm going to just coat it with some oil. And then we're just gonna set it in there. So once you have the gasket in place, you can go ahead and line this up. This top plate can only go on this one way, okay? So don't have to worry about like, oh, did I put it on the right direction? Basically, right here, you want this corner to line up perfectly, okay? And then all the other holes should line up too. And then we're just gonna get one of the bolts started. And then we'll put one up here in the opposite corner. And then all the holes should line up at this point. I'll make sure all the bolts get in there nice and good. By hand, of course. I tried to look online for these bolt torques, these torque specifications. I couldn't find any. Other than that, I'm just going to hand tighten these. Make sure they're good and snug. So that's that. This oil cooler is ready to go back in. Before you do, make sure you got the new gasket. This is what's going to go on this side. And it's really just line up the holes like so. And you can slide this actually on the engine block. There should be 2 studs. And you can just rest it on there, and then we'll put the oil cooler back in. Yep. You want to just clean off this area. Clean off the surface, make sure everything is good and cleaned off. We're gonna go ahead, put our new gasket on. Just slide it right over the 2 studs. All right, and I'm just gonna set it in here first because I need to get the coolant line back in place. And so all I did here was just slide on this coolant onto this one and move it down. And just put it right back on that. I think it's a little bit easier to put the coolant hoses on. It's not so hard to get to. So at this point, we're gonna lift it up, slide it onto the 2 studs. So I'm on our first nut on. Alright, we got the 2 nuts in for now. I took the bolts back out, and what I'm going to do before I tighten them is I'm going to blow them out with some compressed air. So just put your compressed air, you just want to blow it out. Make sure there's no coolant or oil in those holes. That's a easy way to crack your block. And to put our bolts back in. This big bolt goes on the top one. So at this point, you can go ahead, tighten them down. For all of these 2 bolts and 2 nuts, this only gets tightened down to 16 foot-pounds, okay? Okay, last but not least, don't forget to plug in your sensor here. All you gotta do is just line it up and push it in. Alright, so since we lost coolant, we need to add it back in. And all you gotta do is loosen up your radiator cap. Alright, so we're gonna add coolant. And what I have here is a 50-50 coolant water pre-mixture. Oh, there we go. See, it just came up. Okay. Go ahead, inspect your cap. Coolant cap looks good. There's 2 little tabs you gotta just line up. Alright. My valve cover. Now, I'm only gonna add about a quart of oil. when I was taking the oil cooler off, I didn't see a whole lot of oil come out. So, and because I'm like kind of got the car jacked up, there's no point in checking the oil level itself right now. So I'm just gonna add a quart of oil. Then once I bring the car down on level ground, then I'll check the oil again and then go from there. So just add about a quart, a little bit more. Okay. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna go turn the car on and we're gonna see if we have any leaks. I forgot to get that blue painter's tape off. There we go. All right, that's it for this video. The oil cooler is back on. I started the engine, I let it run, I checked for oil leaks, I didn't see nothing, so we're good to go for now. I would say just keep an eye on the oil filter. What you can do is just turn your wheel and you can kind of peek up there and you can see the oil cooler, and just make sure that there's no oil leaks, because I know that that torque spec was like pretty low, 16 foot-pounds, and I mean, hey, I mean, sometimes that's what they call for. So anyway, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down in the comments below. Other than that, thanks for watching. Click like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more Trick Shift Garage videos, and we'll see you on the next one.